Welcome back, everybody. In today's episode of Cooking with Kirby, we're making some barbacoa tacos. Now, this is such an easy recipe. We're going to be doing this in our Instant Pot. Now, I have about 2.5 pounds of chuck roast. When it comes to the beef, you can use beef cheeks, you can use, any pot roast, but on the Instant Pot, I wouldn't use beef cheeks because beef cheeks has a lot of fat, so it's gonna extract a lot of that moisture from the meat. So since we are using the Instant Pot, I want something that doesn't have a whole lot of fat content. So this chuck roast that I picked up, it's about 2.5 pounds. This recipe does about 2 to 3 pounds of meat. So just keep that in mind. So if you got, this is a 2.5 pound chuck roast, it's gonna work perfect. Now for our spices, this is gonna be some really intense flavors. We're gonna need 2 teaspoons of oregano, a half of a teaspoon of ground cumin, or cumin, don't matter, because we're gonna be blending this anyway. So if you have regular cumin, go ahead and just use that. 1 teaspoon of thyme, 3 garlic cloves. We're gonna need 1 bay leaf, 1/4 of an onion. Now, if your Roma tomatoes are bigger than these, you can go ahead and use 2. But since these were small, I went ahead and just added 3 to this recipe, and I removed the pits from the tomatoes. We're gonna need the juice of 1 lime. We're gonna be using 4 guajillo chilies. Now, if you can't find guajillo chilies, you can use California or San Antonio chilies. These chilies are not spicy. They have a really good flavor, and they add really good color to the food. So what I went ahead and did is I boiled them and got them all nice and soft. So this is room temperature now. So now let's go ahead and put everything together in our blender. Now we're gonna go ahead and add our ingredients into our food processor or blender. We're gonna add the onion, the tomato, garlic, bay leaf, oregano, our cumin, thyme. And we're gonna go ahead and squeeze in our lime. This marinade is so delicious. It's packed with flavor. It's gonna make these tacos really, really good. Now we're gonna go ahead and just add just a little bit of water from what we boiled those chilies in. Just to get everything going. All right, we're gonna go ahead and puree this. If it looks a little thick on you, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit more of that liquid from the boiling chilies. Alright, that looks about good right there. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of salt to this. So let's go ahead and add about 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm not gonna go so heavy on salt right now, worrying about the final seasoning, because once it's all done, what I'll do is I'll check the meat to see if it needs a little bit more seasoning. So let's go and get this back on there, and we'll go ahead and give this a pulse. All right, let's go ahead and give this a taste. Perfect. That tastes really good. So we're gonna add just a little bit of this marinade right here at the bottom. So I got a little piece of meat that didn't get cooked. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw that in there. Now we're gonna go ahead and add in our beef, our chuck roasts to this mix. Now we're just gonna go ahead and add the rest of our marinade in there. It's okay if it's a little chunky, that's fine, because once it's done cooking, we're gonna pull out all the meat. That way it doesn't have all the juices, because the fat's gonna render down, and we have a lot of liquid in here, but we want that beef to just infuse with all this flavor that we got from this salsa right here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put our lid on, close it up, and you wanna make sure that you have it set to seal. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and select pressure cook. We want more, so if you have it on a different setting, just go ahead and keep pressing the pressure cook button, and you wanna make sure that it's selected to more. Now the 2.5 pounds is roughly about 25 to 30 minutes per pound is how long we're gonna let this cook for. So I'm thinking about hour 15 minutes. That should be enough time. So we're gonna just go ahead and leave it set like that, and then you're gonna see it click turn on, as you see right there. So what's gonna end up happening is once it comes to the correct pressure, then it starts the timer. So for the meantime, you're gonna see it's just gonna be on, but as soon as it's pressurized, it'll count down on the timer. So we'll give it like about a couple hours and I'll check back with you guys. So our 1 hour and 15-minute timer is up. Now we're gonna go ahead and hit cancel. And we're gonna let this sit for about 20 minutes. We're gonna let that kind of like naturally release because you have so much juices in here. If you hit that lid, that vent open, it's gonna spit out a lot of juices. So to prevent that, I'm gonna just let it sit for about 20 minutes. All right, so it's been 20 minutes. See how it's not spitting out a whole bunch of water and juices? So that 20-minute really does help out because normally if you were to do it right away, it'd be just blowing out all kinds of steam. So this right here, it's not gonna make a mess. All I have to say is this smells wonderful. All right, so we got a lot of broth in there. That juice is so flavorful. I like to just dip some bread in that. It's really, really good. So let's go ahead and pull this out. This is gonna be pull apart tender. See, it's already pulling apart. So go ahead and get what you can. Yeah, this stuff is really, really tasty. Just get you some bread and soak up all those juices. Let's just pull apart, look at that. That's how you want it. You want it nice to pull apart. So we're gonna shred this up and we're gonna be adding some of that juice right back in here. Yeah, this stuff smells really, really good. I can't wait to try the tacos on this. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add some of that broth right back in there. I wanna say maybe about 2 scoops. Give this a mix. You want it nice and just juicy. I think maybe about 1 more. Yeah, 1 more scoop should do. And once we get, you know, the right amount of liquid, you know, because you want this kind of like juicy. You know, it's supposed to be real moist. I think that should be good right there. There we go. You can make tacos out of this. You can do quesadillas. This is awesome with some quesadillas. You can do what I like to do when we like for parties and stuff. I like to get the bolillo buns, the virotes, and serve this on a plate with rice and beans and a little bit of salsa. And what I would do is I would just take the bread and just dip it in there, soak it, and get all that juice in the bread. It's really, really good. So now we're gonna go ahead and taste for seasoning. Now go ahead and season to taste. Just a tad bit more salt. Not a lot, just a tad bit more. A little bit of kosher salt, another pinch. I think that should be good. Go ahead and mix that up. That's perfect. With some lemon or lime and a good salsa, man, that's fire. All right, so we're gonna heat up a tortilla. We're gonna top this very, very simple, but that just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not gonna have any flavor. We're gonna go ahead and lay down our beef. Man, this smells really, really good. Go ahead and top it with a little bit of salsa rojo, which I have this recipe in my Mexican playlist if you want it. Just a little bit of cilantro and onion. That's all you need with this. You don't need nothing else except for a squeeze of lime. Just like that. Super easy recipe, but I guarantee you're gonna enjoy the flavors on this. It just smells so wonderful. Ah, man, you got the freshness of the onion, the cilantro. Cheers, y'all. Let's get into this. The juices in that beef is awesome. You guys gotta try this out. As always, I'll leave the link in the video description and in the comment section. That way you can go to my website, cookingwithkirby.com, to get the full printable recipe. You gotta try this one. Now look, now you don't have to just make tacos with this. You could put this in virote buns, make like a torta, or you could put it in just a bowl with some of that broth. Dip your virote in there, let it soak up all that goodness. It's really, really good. You can put this on a plate with rice and beans and eat it with just tortillas. However you want to make it and use this meat for, I guarantee you'll enjoy it. If you're new to my channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. That way you can see future videos just like this. I have these recipes, they're really good. You should try them out. Now y'all be beautiful and take care.